In the vast deserts of the Middle East, a man once walked the fine line between two worlds, British officer and Bedouin ally. His name was T.E. Lawrence, but history knows him better as Lawrence of Arabia. His style was a symbol of diplomacy, respect, and unity. As a British military officer, Lawrence initially adhered to the strict dress codes of the British Army. His tailored uniforms embodied discipline and authority, symbols of the empire he represented. Yet even in uniform, Lawrence was subtly different. He eschewed unnecessary extravagance, favoring simplicity and functionality. This preference foreshadowed the radical transformation in his wardrobe. When Lawrence joined the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire, he left behind the rigid confines of British military dress. He adopted the flowing robes of the Bedouins, garments perfectly suited for the harsh desert climate. These robes were more than practical, they were symbolic. For the Bedouins, clothing was a marker of identity and respect. By wearing their attire, Lawrence wasn't just surviving in the desert, he was demonstrating solidarity. The keffiyeh, tied meticulously around his head, shielded him from the sun and sand, but it also marked him as one of their own, a rare bridge between cultures during a time of war. Lawrence was known to favor a zenith pocket watch, which he carried during his time in the Arabian desert. The watch, prized for its precision and reliability, was essential for navigation and timekeeping in the harsh and unforgiving environments. His reliance on such a well-crafted timepiece reflected his meticulous nature and the importance of practical accessories in his dual identity as both a British officer and an ally of the Bedouins. The watch remains an enduring symbol of his adventurous spirit and attention to detail. Lawrence's wardrobe wasn't just practical, it was artful. The embroidery on his robes, the careful folds of his bisht, and the stark contrast between British leather boots and Arab thobes created a fusion of two worlds. It was a style born of necessity, but executed with precision. This wasn't cultural appropriation, it was cultural immersion. Lawrence's clothing choices reflected a deep respect for the people he fought alongside, forging trust in ways words never could. Even decades after his death, Lawrence's image remains iconic. His desert attire inspired everything from fashion collections to Hollywood films, making Middle Eastern clothing more visible in Western culture. Designers have echoed his fusion of elegance and practicality, proving that Lawrence's style was ahead of its time. T.E. Lawrence wasn't just a soldier, a scholar, or a diplomat. He was a man who understood the power of clothing as a bridge between identities. His legacy isn't just etched in history, it's stitched into every fold of his timeless style. This is Watch and Wardrobe.